Alright, after that one, I needed to have a drink, a Smirnoff screwdriver, and a cigarette, which I finished. I said that Adam and Eve had a threesome with the serpent, and I was trying to explain to you how it came about that Cain is not Adam and Eve's seed, it is the serpent's seed. And that's because when they did the threesome, she took of the fruit, which was she took of the serpent's reproductive organ, and it went inside her, and she then performed fellatio on him, and then she got Adam to join in with it and gave unto the serpent with her, and he did eat too, so he had oral sex as well. And that's trying not to sound blasphemous, but please don't let any children see this video, because then you parents are going to have a lot about the birds and the bees to explain to them, and that's not cool. So don't show it to kids. Just keep this video amongst adults, and then once they get of age to understand things, then you explain it to them a little bit better. So anyway, so the serpent had Eve before Adam even had her, okay? He watched and participated in oral things, but he didn't do the big naughty, all right? And the big naughty is entering into her. The serpent entered into her. And the Lord knew that she was pregnant with the serpent's seed, okay? So he sent man from the garden. He cursed them, did all this stuff, and said thistles and thorns thou shalt take. He hearkened unto the wife and whatever. And so they got punished, but he sent Adam from the garden. He sent man from the garden. But he kept Eve there, because he didn't want Eve to have the baby with Adam out when they were together. That's why he said, and thy desire shall be for thy husband. And well, if she's with her husband, how come her desire is going to be for her husband? Because he kept her away from her husband, and her desire was going to be with her husband, because that was what she wanted. But the Lord said, this can't happen, because if Adam finds out what it takes to make a baby, and finds out that he didn't do what it took to make the baby, he would know that Cain wasn't his child. So God put flaming cherubs around the tree of life to keep Adam from taking of the fruit and finding out what the tree of life was. So we have to have a balance of good and evil, right? So this is how it all began. To have that balance, the baby had to be born, okay? So God put the flaming cherubs around him, said, don't guard it, lest he find out what the tree of life is, and he take of the fruit and live forever, okay? They would have lived forever, because there would have been no evil bred in the world if she hadn't have had the serpent's seed and had the baby, Cain. So, all in all, when it says, and something that supports this, is that when it says Adam knew Eve in Genesis 4:1, it says Adam knew Eve and bare Cain, and then Abel. Well, right after it says it bare Cain, it says, and after he bare Cain, it says, Eve said, look at what the Lord gave me, a man child. Okay? Gave her. Didn't give him or them both. He gave her. So that tells you right there, when this child was born, Adam wasn't around. She thinks it was a gift from God for her. Okay? Look, the Lord gave me a man child. Oh, well. Because she still wasn't comprehending what has to happen and take place for that child not to be hers. I mean, to be Adam's, okay? So, and then it says, then they bear Abel. Well, if you know, throughout the whole Bible, okay, every time he knew his wife. To know your wife in the Bible is to have sex with them, okay? And to know them, it says he knew her and begat Abel, or begat this, okay? Cain and Abel were not twins, not born at the same time. They were each born at a different time. However, and this will be in the book of Enoch, whatever, which we've got to get and I've got to get, it tells you that Cain was born with a twin sister, so was Abel. Abel was born with a twin sister too. And the reason Eve is the tree of life is because Cain was supposed to marry Abel's sister. Abel was supposed to marry Cain's sister. But Cain didn't want to marry Abel's sister because she was ugly. Basically, straight up. She was ugly, not hot. He wanted his sister because she was hot. But they said, no, you can't marry the one you were born with. Well, what does it matter if you're of the same seed, of the same father? What does it matter? It's still incest, right? Pure 100% incest. If it's the father of both of them, if Adam's the father of both of them, it doesn't really matter. Hence, they don't have the same father. You put Eve up in the middle, you put Adam on the right, you put serpent on the left. When you cross it, it makes a family tree, right? You cross. That's why Cain had to marry Abel's sister. But what happened is Cain slew Abel before Abel could reproduce. And how they talk about Southerners and how the family tree goes, they say the South, oh yeah, you're inbred, whatever. Well, okay. You're inbred if you are not, your family tree doesn't branch out if you don't have two fathers. You can have a mother and different fathers and it'll branch out fine. But you have one father, one mother, it's going to go straight up. Straight up, no branching, no nothing. It's just like what they say about the people in the South. You're inbred, mother. You're my uncle and my brother and my sister and my aunt and my grandmother and all in one. That's kind of like my dog Chula. She's inbred. She's got a messed up eyeball. You get some problems, physical deformities and stuff when this shit happens. Excuse my mouth. But this is what happened. Anyway, I'm just saying, and I'll give you some more supporting facts and I'll do a little more research, but I need to have a drink. Finish my drink right there. See my drink? It's Smirnoff. I love you, Smirnoff. Anyway, post and see what you like. Say what you say. Whatever. Anyway, I'm going to continue.